All right, welcome to the Naughty Bits, brought to you by Sad Team 6. I'm Chris Snyder, my co-host Trevor Scott, and our guest today, Matt King, the very funny Matt King, the very easy to hide, barely visible in the daylight, Matt King.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot see this guy coming at all. He's like a ninja.
Nothing.
Was I supposed to say something?
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I guess that's the appropriate ninja response.
Yeah, I mean,
It's really.
as the saying goes, the only ninja you hear is the last ninja you'll ever hear.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I'm terrified now. Just absolutely terrified. So
That's nightmare fuel.
So why are we here, guys? That is because the show you all know about, that everyone's talking about, happening at the Canton Palace Theater on March 22nd. Stand up for them. Matt is going to be a special guest we got on the lineup here. Matt King. Is it okay if I call you Matt, or are we still on third person? Is it still Mr. King or the King?
Well, the king does what he wants, and for this instance, I'll grant you can call me sir.
Very good. Very good, sir.
So,
You were saying?
Sir, tell us about your comedy journey. How'd you get started?
I always kind of liked comedy. Always thought that I wanted to do it. I just had no idea how do you do that.
Yeah.
And I didn't know where to look. So I looked all over the internet, like, how do you do stand-up comedy?
Yeah.
And probably like you guys, I didn't find anything except for I did find one thing that was like Jerry Seinfeld talking about the way he did it back in New York City when he would go to open mics, and he said you got to have a hot five. And that's really the only thing that stuck with me was do that 5 minutes over and over again. I, of course, immediately ignored that and tried to write more than that. And I finally had an opportunity to do it at my church, and people had known me there for decades, so it went really well. And then I was a youth pastor at the time. I decided to go. I was planning a lock-in with another youth pastor, and I was like, hey, I'm kind of like an awesome stand-up comedian now, so if you want me to do that at this lock-in, I'll do it. And he was like, that sounds cool. And those kids at that lock-in were the nicest people in the world, and it went horrible.
Why?
I was like doing all my self-deprecation. I'm like, I'm fat and stupid and all this stuff, and they're just like looking horrified at me the whole time.
Yeah, we'll pray for him.
Yeah, they were really good
Bless his
kids.
heart.
Bless his
But
heart.
at the same time, I kind of wanted to punch them. Just, 'cause I'm like, one of them goes, oh, I'm like, oh, no, don't do that. Like, I'm just slowly dying up there.
That's not the reaction you want to invoke typically.
No, and it's a lock. It was a New Year's Eve lock-in. So first of all, it was my birthday. So happy birthday to me. You just
Happy
bombed.
birthday celebration
And
bombing.
Then it's a lock-in. So I'm stuck with the people I just bombed in front of for another 12 hours.
Doing what?
They were like having Nerf gun fights and stuff, and I just sat by
in a corner
myself and
cried?
ate pizza. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't touch it again for like 3 years, and then I moved over to this side of Ohio, so I was more around some of the comedy clubs and stuff like that, and got a divorce. That was awesome, and then I wrecked my motorcycle. That was pretty cool too. And in the pit of despair, when I was just kind of sitting there like, my life is terrible and everything's the worst. Not to get super spiritual on you guys, but I just like, I prayed. I was like, God, I need you to show me something.
Yeah.
I feel like I got nothing. And, in that moment, I felt like he kind of showed me, I made you funny, and that kind
I'm
of
funny looking for sure.
right,
Like
right.
I gave you some tools to work with.
Yeah.
Trevor got the 2-for-1.
Yeah. Well, I went so well that never mind. I decided to make you even uglier. Anyway, but no, it doesn't sound like much, but in that moment, I was just kind of like, I was looking for anything, and I was like, yeah, I'm funny for a reason, and so I decided to just go back and try it again. And I did it again at my dad's church where he's a pastor. It went well. Those people knew me. And so I went to my first open mic, and it was in a restaurant. It wasn't even a comedy club, but I went in there, and I got laughs the whole time, and I was like, I'm hooked.
Yep.
Nope.
You know, it was like
First
seeing
open mic for me, man.
people that
First
didn't
open mic.
people that didn't know me were laughing at it, so that was like the seal like of approval. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so it's not just
Oh,
people
yeah.
being friendly.
Right.
My
Yeah.
first open mic was at Crackpots, and I got big laughs. And GW was there when I walked back, and she was like, "You're hooked.
Yep.
It's over."
Yep.
Yep.
And she was right. I fought it in different. I mean, I did. I fought it, and in some ways, I'm still fighting it.
Yeah.
I still haven't just let go.
Yeah.
But I wrote one very vague church joke, vaguely connected to church.
All right, let's hear it.
And it did well, but I was talking about how at Easter there's the religious confections, and I don't think that marketing is doing enough. There should be more Jesus products. And what immediately came to my mind was Jesus pre-workout, JC Pre, right?
I like it.
One scoop of JC Pre and the power of Christ compels you. In the gym. JC Pre.
GNC, are you guys taking note?
To be honest, I don't know why you took that to the comedy club and not to Shark Tank.
That's a wrong pitch idea. Yeah, wrong.
The power of Christ compels me. Like right before that last set.
Yeah, dude.
So I'll tie that back in, like you said, in your pit of despair. And I mean, I know you're a spiritual guy. I mean, we're friends. But in that pit of despair, just looking for anything. Why did humor alleviate what you were going through? Whether it was watching it or writing it or deciding to perform it. I mean, is there something innate about performing or about comedy in general that you think is healing?
You know, that's a great question, Trevor. And I'm going to start off by saying I think it's funny that you think we're friends.
Holy shit!
Well done, sir.
Thank you. But yeah, no. I think for me, like, just I've always been a pessimist. And
Yeah, I can tell.
Not just a pessimist. Like, you know, people are like glass half empty kind of. There was never anything in the glass.
Well,
in the
because you
first
ate
place.
it and drank it all. I mean, what do you mean? It just
It was a weak attempt at trying to
I mean,
salvage his
yeah.
name after that sick
Yeah.
roast, sir.
why don't you just put some ointment on that burn?
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't even remember what I was trying to
kidding me?
say.
He has to wear SPF if he's looking down. The reflection in a puddle would be enough to give him a sunburn.
It's true. I struggle with it.
Yeah, you're pale.
Pale.
That's why you wear. Take off the hat, homie.
Anyway, I don't even
You look
remember
like
what
you
question
do look
asked.
like Milky.
His favorite one for me is he likes to say that I'm angry because I got fired from the cover of Mad Magazine.
Yeah.
Which, touche.
You probably actually look like your Garbage Pail Kid.
You're 25 years older than me.
Oh, somebody knows.
Let me put it this way. I know the name. I can't conjure a picture in my head on command.
Dan, is there any way we can just splice a picture of whatever Trevor's Garbage Pail Kid is?
Got it.
I love you, Dan.
Also, see if we can splice in a picture of Scott Farkas from A Christmas Story or whatever. That's A Christmas Story, right?
Yeah, Farkas.
The kid Ralphie beats up.
Yeah, you were never the same after that, were you?
I just
Anyway, what was the
pictured
question you asked me?
it. I just pictured you catching an ass beating in a bunny suit. And that was
That's only on my birthday. Okay?
it was a pleasant image, honestly.
My question was how you use humor to alleviate dark thoughts or sadness in your life, and then it somehow turned into the roast of Trevor.
I think he answered it. The
Yeah.
answer was he belittles other people.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
Yeah.
that's fair. But it's
Because other
important.
And
people
exquisitely
belittle, you
well.
know what I'm saying?
Other people belittle. Yeah, when you're a fat fuck.
All right, I wasn't gonna go there. But
Wow, he did.
man, the ADHD is palpable in this room.
Yeah,
right
oh,
now.
it's
You
thick.
can cut it with
Yeah.
a knife.
If you could find it,
Squirrel.
because you're
Yeah.
going to do 3 things on your way to find the knife.
So I think the reason why comedy seemed healing, and I can't take credit for this. I swear I heard this somewhere, or some variation of it. But I thought sometimes the best comedy comes from tragedy,
Yeah.
and I felt like my life was tragic.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've always been a pessimist. So like I remember all the times of me like ranting to my family about
Yeah.
stuff and then getting irritated because they were just laughing the whole time. I was like, all right, so maybe that makes me feel better when I rant. So if I if you just get it out, whatever you're thinking, or you can be like neighbor, like, yeah, I'm frustrated that I'm fat. Right? Like I don't, believe it or not, I don't enjoy the shape that I'm in, especially when it comes to like, tying my shoes or sitting
Squeezing
inside
through a doorway.
shower,
Yeah.
anything like that.
What's your method to getting your underwear on in the morning without falling over?
Or you
Well,
sit on the bed.
Because as a husky guy that has knee problems, I am a one-handed leaner.
Okay.
And sometimes I just give it a little hook,
Yep.
that little snap hook,
That's
and then it's a lean and pull.
that's
I, see,
one
but I
method.
think
but
you're batting different weight classes
listen,
here.
let me. I'm gonna change your life, Chris.
Oh, bring this.
So
Bring
what
this
I-
wisdom, sir.
What I do is I walk over to the bed and I don't just sit on it. I turn sideways so that my leg is cocked up like this. Then you just hook one foot like that, back down, other side, boom. Same way for the socks.
Double snap technique.
Yeah, you get a little stretch in while you're at it. Stretch the old whatever's that is.
Whatever's feeling really
Yeah.
tight that morning.
Yeah.
Man, haven't used that in a while.
Oh,
Because otherwise, I mean, bending all the way down to the floor is not happening.
No.
I mean, I'm 6'1". I have a 29-inch inseam. So
I did.
all
That's
of
not
my
where I
weight-
thought that was going.
All of my weight starts at my waist. If I bend forward, I'm doing a handstand or a headstand, and there's no
Yeah,
stopping.
you're
it.
tumbling.
Yeah, I mean, gravity kicks in at some point.
Yeah.
You lose leverage, and I get it. I mean, it's hard.
As the fella once said, the Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. I would
Yeah.
just be upside down.
Yeah.
Hashtag
And then
bars.
you'd be turtling just to get back to your knees to get
Yeah.
to something to pull yourself back up.
I did put my hand on a shelf one time to bend down to grab something, and immediately just broke the
Yep.
shelf and fell to the floor.
IKEA, man.
Oh,
I don't have IKEA money. Are you kidding me? I don't know where those things came from.
Insert local furniture bank
Yeah.
here.
oh man. Habitat Restore.
Hell yeah, hey, I love that place. I'm
I
not
do
gonna
too.
lie. You get some good stuff, man.
I think there's fun stuff there.
That's what I agree.
Yeah.
I agree completely. So now let's take it kind of to now. You're doing churches, you're doing comedy clubs regularly. So with Sad Team 6, I don't know if I've ever asked you this question honestly. Do you have connections with first responders?
I mean, I've got some relatives that were law enforcement, I think. I just like one I can think of. I have an uncle who's a beast of a man. He went to the military because he wanted to go to Vietnam. He ended up going to Germany, which worked probably out better, I would assume. But then he got back to the States and had a family, needed a job, so he worked in a factory. He worked at R.R. Donnelley and Willard for his whole career until he was 61 years old. And then he just was like I said, he's a beast of a man. At 50 some years old, he was straight bar curling 135 pounds 8 times. Like, he did 440 push-ups on his 40th birthday. Like,
He was
so
a beast.
he wanted to do something with that, and so when he was 61, he was going to retire. from the factory, and they said if you can find 10, he wanted to do law enforcement. They said if you can find 10 law enforcement jobs that will not discriminate against your age, we'll pay for you to go to the academy. And then at 61, he graduated top of his class. The next oldest guy in the police academy class with him was 23, I think.
Wow.
And he graduated top of his class in all aspects of it. Got offered 2 jobs the night that he walked, and then he was a cop for like 10 years after that.
Wow.
Wild.
That's crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So I guess then the first responder part, I don't know if it directly applies, but like I know you've been open about just you get down, you get sad sometimes, things like that. So like when you have a chance to do a show like this, I mean, not to mention the amazing venue and the production that we have going on, Narcissism, what's up? But it's it's when you have a chance to do comedy for a cause, I would say, does that make a difference? I'm sure it does, but what kind of difference does it make?
I shared this with Chris when we first talked about the whole thing. Like, so when I was in that pit of despair and I felt like, God kind of showed me that I made you funny for a reason and all that stuff. I also felt like he kind of showed me, like, how you feel right now?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's other people in this world that feel that bad and worse. And just if you can make somebody laugh for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long it is, and forget about like the crap that's happening outside of wherever you are, and just smile for a second, just laugh for a little bit. And that's what I want to do with the rest of my life.
I'm
That's what this
with
was
you for
born
the
out of.
exact same
That's
reason.
exactly what this was born out of.
Yeah, it's so crucial to not only be able to put aside what's going on when you're watching a show or to escape those feelings, but then the other step with us is as well, now we're laughing. Now we're not crying about these things. So, all right, now can we start having a conversation about it? Can we start talking about it? Can we start getting people help? And I think that this show is going to be an incredible platform to do that. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You've worked with everyone on the lineup before. You know us all. Any big plans for your theater debut? You going to do like a Chippendales routine with Chris here?
Well, let me start by saying it's not going to be my theater debut, actually, Trevor.
Oh, he does take every opportunity he has to bring you down a peg,
know.
doesn't he, sir?
I know.
Oh, you did. Fuck.
Yep.
Cut that out.
Oh,
No,
no.
leave it in.
No, leave it
Yep,
in.
Leave
yep.
in the condescending.
Yep, condescending, narcissistic.
So, big guy, you get to go do a theater. What do
Ah.
you think about that, huh?
Who's a Bigham's boy making comedy
Well,
debut
he's the
in a
biggest
theater?
boy.
Yeah. My plans. I'm just gonna go out there and kill as hard as
That's
I can.
exactly what you're going to do.
Yeah. That's
I have no doubt.
I agree completely.
And so we found out in our last episode that it's going to be Rob's anniversary. It's his wedding anniversary.
Oh wow.
Do you have any special occasions that night?
That you're putting off for coming?
March 22nd. Well, I will. No, I can't. I was trying to think of something funny, but I.
I was hoping you were going to say, oh, that's the day my divorce went through, so it's actually a celebration for me.
Nope, that was May 10th.
I love the smile into the camera, like.
That's great. All right.
Awesome.
Do you have any special talent requests? Trevor's fulfilling them all, so
Talent request.
yeah, like, do you require 23 peeled apples or
The only thing that is completely off the table, and I've said over and over again, I will not color sort anything. So if you get something that's
No,
multicolored,
that
like M&Ms or something, you're getting them all.
No, that doesn't do anything for me. If you could get
17 buffalo chicken pizzas.
hey, listen, if you're paying attention to the score, it's like, I don't know. We'll watch it back, but I'll bet it's like 7-1 right now.
yeah, I've been
But-
dominating in this.
Yeah, there's no question.
roast battle,
Trevor is clearly out of his weight class.
Yeah.
I see what you did.
Oh, well, I figured I was sitting over here. I might as well get you both in one.
Okay. All right. I
but-
wasn't gonna say 17 buffalo chicken pizzas.
Yeah. Who the fuck wants chicken on their pizza, you noob?
Yeah. But what am I? Some sort of health nut?
What? Yeah.
What I was gonna ask
That
is
was
if
like
you
a chin
could,
ago.
if you could,
That was a fad a chin ago.
if you could get a hibachi chef,
Oh,
I'm all for it.
That's your jam, hibachi?
Yeah, well, I can't afford it, so it's not
I
my
gotcha.
jam. It's when other people are buying. So if you could get,
I just want you to know I'm spending his money. So just look at him.
if you could get
So-
hibachi chef with the fattest. Okay, can we talk about this?
Yes.
At at those hibachi restaurants, they have the fattest sounding sauce. When you're my size, you cannot request this sauce, even though it is delicious. Yum yum sauce.
Yum yum
Yeah.
sauce.
A fat guy cannot ask for that in public without just being. Hey, could I get yum yum sauce for my tum tum? Like, come on.
I think the only play is to say it like you are long lost lovers, you and Yum Yum.
it's true.
And you throw it out with your deep sexy, like, I'm going to need to get 2 sides
I'm gonna do,
of that Yum Yum.
I'm gonna do my little thirst trap. Look, little.
Yes.
Maybe I could get some of that yum yum.
Mm-hmm. That is what I'm
See,
saying.
I'm biting both lips at the same time.
And hit that hard afterwards. I'm going to need some of that Yum Yum.
Can we cut like the last minute just for moms? Like just to target towards ladies? Like, ladies, I need some of that.
got some of that there yum yum sauce.
That went like Sling Blade.
Yeah, you turned it.
Yep. Going the other way there.
I did.
All right, listen. If I met you and you had that Sling Blade voice, different scenario, I think, today.
What's that say? Does
I
that
wonder
say
if
more
it-
about him or you?
I feel like maybe it
Could go
throws
either
people
way.
off that I don't have that voice.
That's very
You know
true.
what I'm
You
saying?
know? Oh, that's like your secret power.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you see me walking up to you and then I just speak as eloquently and beautifully as I do, you're like, oh, wow, I didn't expect that. But if I just walked up and I was like, hey, y'all got any of that there yum yum sauce? I did.
You'd be locked up. You'd be put in an
You'd be
institution.
hands down the most entertaining guy at the hibachi table.
You know what? Next
You
time,
would be the guy that I'm like,
Let's go to
I'm going to
Wasabi.
need sake for my
I'm
dude.
down.
What do
And
we do?
he's the guy that's like doing it for 65 seconds of just straight sake shot to the
Wasabi
mouth.
after this. I'm calling it. Let's go.
I
Chris is
love,
paying.
I love
We're good.
Much. Let's ask. You've seen the studio here. Let's dive into some more comedy and then we'll close it out here. For you, what are your biggest influences, or what do you have someone you not model yourself after, but I mean when you're looking for like joke writing or on stage presence? I mean, are you pulling attributes from everywhere?
I know I've talked to a lot of comedians that are like, you know, I won't watch stand-up comedy because I'm afraid I'm going to accidentally steal something or like inadvertently pick something up. And I think it's because my ADHD is so prevalent that like I noticed that if I like put on some like Netflix specials and I just sit there, I will think of completely unrelated
Yes,
bits.
I do the same
And
thing.
the next thing I know, I'm like, I got to watch that again because I have no idea what they said. But it's just like, it's almost like,
It inspires
Yeah, just
your
watching-
brand. It inspires your lines to start coming to your head.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause-
I experience that all day.
all my stuff is clean. Like I can tell all my jokes in front of my 8-year-old and not feel like, ooh. But like some of my favorite comedians to watch, Dave Chappelle,
Yeah.
Bill Burr, Mark Norman, all these guys that are Shane Gillis, not clean. But no, Trevor, I do watch Trevor and I go, wow, glad I never said that.
There's a lot of that.
For instance, especially at the last Matt King and Friends comedy showcase.
I don't care. That was funny.
He started off his set
That was funny.
with a very questionable line that went about as poorly as anyone could have ever hoped. And now, personally, I liked.
And that was his opener.
I would love to say that I was rooting for all my friends to just kill, but something about watching your buddy just bomb and being able to hear him breathe
Yes.
is so
Yes.
amazing. I watch people cringing like this, and I'm just in the back dying. I'm like, yeah.
Yes. Yes. Inside your brain, you're screaming, "Oh my God, you're so terrible!
There is something
you
magical
suck!"
about seeing
your
someone
friend
you
bombing.
like. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
like,
It's
there
fun.
really is.
And here's the thing: is when it comes to ad libs, that's what I walked up on stage. I said something about an audience member because they had become part of the show already.
who happen to be related to the entire audience.
Yeah, I mean, they might have been the biggest. They might have been the biggest table in the crowd.
That helps.
And I may have said I wanted to sleep with the grandmother of the family, but I thought we were in an appropriate place. And Comedy Club, big sign behind me that says Comedy Club. And so I lost him at about the 5-second mark. And I believe I did 15 minutes. So they're not all winners, guys. That's
The
all.
best part of the whole thing was when he walked back, his girlfriend saying, "I told you not to do that."
You even got an "I told you." Oh yeah, that was an epic night.
Oh, it was fun. I had a good time, though. I had a
was
great
an
time.
epic- yeah.
She tells you not to, and you're just like,
That was
the men are talking.
That was an epic night, but you know what's going to be an even more epic night, Chris? You know what's going to be an even more epic night, Matt?
I think I can guess it.
I'm pretty sure I do.
It's March 22nd at the Canton Palace Theater. Stand up for them. Special guest Matt King, Alejandro Zambrano, myself, GW Nell, and headlined by Rob Coleman. I think that's going to wrap it for us. What do you want to plug, man? This is your camera plug time.
In that case,
Buy
you
tickets.
can find me at the Canton Palace Theater on March 22nd. Also, follow me on TikTok, Matt.KingComedy.
Very funny.
Very funny guy.
Very funny guy
One of
on
my
TikTok.
best friends, and I'm so happy to have him here along with Chris. And big thanks to Dan doing everything. If you guys like this episode, please like, comment, subscribe, share everything on social media we are doing. Please check out our website, www.sadteam6.com. And thanks for coming out tonight, Matt.
You got it.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate you being here. Thanks again for sticking with us, watching the video. We greatly appreciate your support. Spread the word about the show. We're trying to get them tickets sold and help as many people as we can. So thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, have a good one, guys.
Peace.